seen stories of how all dogs in Chicago shelters have been either fostered or adopted. I've even mentioned this on the last podcast that we had with the basement binge. But the coronavirus has given people so much time on their hands that they either foster, volunteer, or adopt animals in need, which is all great and amazing things. This week's PPDPT highlight goes to the nonprofit called the Animal Pad. Now, the Animal Pad is a nonprofit San Diego dog rescue organization depending solely on donations to survive. They rescue dogs from all over San Diego, Southern California, and Mexico, and believe that every dog deserves to have a loving forever home, and I really couldn't agree more. They save hundreds of dogs, but of course, couldn't be able to do it without the help from all of their volunteers and donors. Now, I grew up always having dogs in my life. Sometimes they were either family members' dogs, cousins, friends, or even dogs that I own myself. And I know how much I enjoy their companionship and how loving an animal can be. And I really wanted to highlight something that's close to me as far as me loving dogs and being in San Diego. And I was super impressed at how they run their nonprofit. Being donation based and volunteer ran alone is not an easy thing to do, and I think they just deserve a ton of recognition. Their Instagram page is at the Animal Pad, all one word, and they have all of their rescues with a ton of stories. Some of them are heartbreaking, some of them will tug at the heartstrings, and they're just really great stories. So if you want to keep, if you want your heart to melt and maybe you want to be inspired to give a dog a safe place to stay by either fostering or maybe even giving it a forever home, and you happen to be in San Diego, I highly recommend you checking out their page and checking out their website to see how you can help save a little furry life today. So yeah, we're coming up on the end of today's show. I know it was a little quick one, and I just want to recap. We went over how the Big Apple was once called New Orange, and aren't you glad that didn't stick? Yeah, it's super corny, but we've also covered some more positive news with one of the world's largest endangered sea turtles, hopefully making a comeback with the population numbers. We went over how dolphins and fish are becoming more abundant along with the magic-looking bioluminescent algae, and how some of the world's most conservative cultures are looking towards becoming more enlightened by embracing the benefits that medical marijuana has to offer. And finally, just like just now, we covered the amazing nonprofit, our PPDPT segment, saving dogs all over Southern California and Mexico, completely donor and volunteer run, and it's all amazing. I hope you learned a thing or two from this podcast, and I hope it's brightened up your day and shown you it's not all doom and gloom out there, especially during this lockdown. I hope you guys are staying sane. Mental health is a big thing, even with physical health. So stop eating like crap and sitting and being lazy. I know it's really easy to lose yourself doing that, but there's a ton of stuff that you can do to keep yourself active mentally and physically. So don't let this stuff get you too down. I know it's easier said than done, but there's some good stuff out there. With that, I hope you enjoyed listening and checked out this, and hope you enjoyed listening and were entertained with this podcast. Be sure to check out podchasers.com. Just do a quick review and rating for this podcast as well as many others. It won't take any more than 5 minutes, I promise you, so we can help raise some more money for Meals on Wheels. That ends on April 30th, so I don't know when you're listening to this, but right now it's 28th. You got 2 more days. Please go do that. Take advantage while you can. And as always, everything we discussed today will be listed in the show notes with useful links. Be sure to check out the link to that dolphin video. It really is an amazing sight to see. And hey, while you're there, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and give the show a 5-star rating and review if you think we deserve it on whatever platform you're listening on. I have listeners from all across the globe, according to my listener statistics. So if you're in another country, I know I covered the U.S. a lot, obviously because that's where I live. Or if you're in a different city other than San Diego and Philadelphia and want to hear some good news specific to you and your area, shoot us an email at limelight@gmail.com or DM us on Facebook or Instagram at Limelight Highlight. Our Twitter handle is LL Highlight, in case you're wondering. And yeah, be sure to reach out. I try to be super responsive and look forward to hearing everybody who has something to say or share. Yeah, that's all we have for today. So go do something positive, stay safe, be humble, be helpful, pay it forward, and be the best you. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.